sitting right next to me. Hello, welcome back, ILFL Soccer Night fans. I asked you a question before we had that short break. Do you know the answer? I know these guys have been trying to come up with the answer. So, your attacker is going through. He's your speedy attacker. He's going through. He's almost one-on-one with a keeper. And their last defender trips him outside of the box. Now, everybody would expect the red card, wouldn't they? Is he going to get a red card this season? Well, it depends. Because from what we're understanding from the law now is if he's outside of the box, it is definitely a red card. If your attacker makes it to the box now, that's where it starts to get a little bit murky. So if the attacker makes it inside of the box and there's a legitimate attempt, and I use the word legitimate strongly, then he may get nothing more than a caution, because the whole factor of triple jeopardy has gone away. So in seasons gone past, particularly at senior level, you would have penalty, you would have a red card, and that player would also serve a ban. And that triple jeopardy has now been taken away. The penalty should be sufficient, and the caution is enough so that the defending team don't lose a player, as well as the ban and all the rest of it. And that's how it will be seen. However, for all of you out there that like your off-the-tackle challenges and just feel, well, I can just come in any reckless fashion and take a player out in the box, no. Because any reckless, anything that's serious foul play that takes an attacking player out in the box will still be a red card. Are we clear, Anil?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Does that sort of make sense to you?
I'm not quite sure, actually, because inside the box, you just get a caution. Outside of the box, you get a red card.
Nanu?
If it's the same tackle, okay, let's just assume that we're talking about the same tackle. Outside of the box, inside of the box. So what will they get outside of the box for the same tackle?
Nanu?
If he's on the line.
Nanu? I don't make the rules.
Okay.
What if he's on the line?
We're referees and we just have to implement them. What if he's on the line?
Yeah, if just pretend that he just tap all the border.
Well, there's a very simple answer to that. Does the line constitute the box, the area? Yes. Then if it happens on the line, it's like it's the same with a penalty. If somebody is tripped on the line, on that 18-yard line, if somebody is tripped on the line, is it a penalty or not? It is, because the line designates the area.
So let's face it, right? This is going to change.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah,
This is going to change quite a few things. So what are we going to see in the winter season? We're going to see less sending off. Referees being able to be more decisive, because sometimes, come on, giving a penalty and sending somebody off is not an easy decision. Okay, so they'll be able to give the penalty and caution the player in question. Mm-hmm. So we'll see more penalties and less sending offs. In theory, and I think that actually probably makes sense to me, because, you know, okay, inside the box, sometimes players, okay, we know that they don't mean to take down a player, but because they're inside of the box and the last defender, straight penalty, a send-off.
Well, I'm a defender. I would love to do that right now, because I knew I won't get sent off.
Yeah, but you still get a penalty.
As a defender, I'm going to, that's it. You
hear the smartness now of the interpretation. Yeah?
Well, I think that's what, it's down to the interpretation of the referee, so it may lead to more conflict between the referee and players, potentially.
Particularly at grassroots level?
Potentially, yeah, because it's now ambiguous and down to the referee's interpretation.
So I will now put it to you in this way and say, a team such as yours, AMY, who don't have many disciplinary issues, you guys, you get on with the game, you might contend an issue, but you get on with it and you accept what the referee says. 99 times out of 10, a team like yourself will just get on with it. But 99 times out of 10, not all teams are like yours, are they? So,
yeah, I mean, again, it all depends on the match situation. If it's a key match, you know, it could all depend on these factors. But let's hope it makes it, you know, better for the teams and the players.
Would it give you more sympathy for the referee now, knowing what he's got to do, or is he still going to get the same stick, Anil?
I think on a Sunday in the heat of the moment, I think, I mean, players don't necessarily think about the referee in that respect. But hopefully, you know, like I say, it should lead to less sending offs, less suspensions, and let's hope everyone agrees with the referee.
Let me just throw something else at you, right? Completely different now. This was not ever a rule change, but this is just something where it can be enforced. It's changed slightly. I have never understood, I've never understood the need, the urgency, or the desire to wear white socks over football socks. I have never, ever understood that. Now, forget tape, but some players, they love to wear white socks. They would never wear these white socks anywhere else apart from at football. I do not understand. And now, I watched this and I saw two teams in particular two teams that had a player on their side that did it. I won't name the teams and I won't name the players. But I noticed that and I thought, in a new season, you won't be able to get away with that. And
what's the original colour of the socks anyway, the team colours?
The socks have to be the same all the way down. It used to be that sock tape needed to be the same colour. You can have the same, still do that. That still has to be applied. But some players like to wear white socks or those ankle, the little ankle supports as well that they wear over their socks. It's not allowed. Socks have to be the same colour all the way down to the boot now.
I can see that type of thing creating a bit of disturbance.
Do you think so?
I think so, because I mean, let's face it, right? 90% of the players don't even understand the rules. Okay, some players don't even understand that the whole ball has to pass the line before you can give a throw.
Shall I tell you why I've just brought up a couple of things there, and I'll tell it in all honesty, because my whole conversation and argument about the whole thing is, the one thing that you hear players always talk about sometimes, a player, and they'll say, "Ref, be consistent." If all referees are consistent right across the board, then there's no argument. So if that's what it is at senior football, it's the same football at grassroots level. Not just because you're kicking about over Hackney Marshes in a Sunday league, do the rules change. It's a law and it's a requirement. And if everything is consistent from top right down to bottom, nothing changes. And like I said, if people watch and if people see everything they do on Match of the Day, well, it depends. I mean, we're not here. It depends. I mean, have you ever seen yellow sock tape on a red sock in the Premier League? No, never. You will never see it. And you will never see people wearing white socks over their socks, over their main colour socks. You will never ever see it.
Yeah, because that's because they have like 3 assistants per player to put the socks on.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But watch, and hey, the championship starts this week. All right, so watch from this week. Watch what happens. Look at all of these little things. But you're saying that sometimes it could even bring some control. I don't think so. I think once that goes out as a stipulation, and it only has to be the main changes, but once that goes out as a stipulation to all of the clubs, if you get an email from the league secretary or from the referee secretary, whoever he may be, if you get an email from the referee secretary telling you that in the season, nothing other than the socks can be worn over the outside of the boot. There's no white socks, no coloured tape, whatever. And if a player is seen to be coming on the pitch, he'll be sent straight back off to change it. And if he doesn't, he's cautioned. What are you going to do if one of your players then tries to challenge that in a game? Are you going to challenge the referee, or are you going to have a word with your player?
Well, I think the law's quite clear, so I think you tell your player to get rid of the socks. I don't wear them myself, so I'll just tell my player not to.
It's very, very clear.
Well, one thing I do like is everything matching. And in our league, the majority of the teams, I'm sorry, but they just wear black top and white short. It doesn't match. Sometimes
there is that.
Some guys are wearing blue socks with what they're wearing. It's
So this is what we're saying about the application of law and applying the law consistently right the way through.
There is certain stuff like that.
We started clamping down on that. I mean, the Veterans League is a good example.
Absolutely.
And thanks to David,
absolutely,
we've come a
the
long
Veterans
way.
League and look how great the Veterans League now looks on a Thursday when everyone's turning up, kitted out the right way.
I don't understand. You're talking about quality players, so much experience. There's a lot of pride in that, and you don't wear proper kits, or actually rather matching kits. And now.
The youngsters, how they're going to look up to it. They're going to want to look up to it. There's no role model. So the role models are the veterans.
Shaquille, I'd even go so far as to say that when you look at youngsters, I mean, I don't know if everyone's here has got children and how old they are, right? But when you're taking your 8 and 9 year old out to football, he's kitted out properly. All right, some 8, 9, 10-year-olds, when you look at their teams, they're all kitted out properly better than some adult teams are. So who are they looking at? Are they looking at the adult role models in their community, or are they looking at the adult role models that they see on TV?
They're looking at TV. They've got to, because they've got nothing else.
And then that has to be consistent as they grow, right the way through up into their teen and adult years as well. I think so.
I think it's the coach, managers have a huge role to play in that, massive role, because because the managers and the coach are the first people to see when the players are changed. You know, what are they wearing? What are they producing? What are they providing for the players? And if you've got 10 white socks and 2 blue socks in your kit bag, then what do you think is going to happen?
Here's another one for you. I'll leave you with this one as we're coming down towards the end of this section as well. The FA and the English Football League, as it's known now, not just the Football League, the English Football League, the FA and the ILFL have implemented that this season there has to be a clampdown on dissent, verbal dissent, verbal abuse in and around the pitch, and that has to be extended all the way down to grassroots level. And they made it very clear, and it's been worded that that is implemented right down to grassroots level. So again, that's another difficult thing. We sort of accept that in football that swearing can be part and parcel of the game. We sort of accept it, but then there's a way, and there's a means, and I'll give you another couple of examples of that. And maybe, let's just maybe, some Sunday football is played in public parks where other people have the right to use that park. Dog walkers, people walking with their children, and others. Very often, we can all stand here and say that sometimes we've been part and parcel of a game where people walking past have stopped for 10 minutes and watched the game and watched what's going on. Now, if they're hearing a volley of verbal abuse going on, it doesn't make them want to come and either A, walk through that park, maybe even come and watch that team. You may even pick up a few supporters or even an extra player from that. But again, it's down to not only the referees, but again, like you said, it's down to clubs, coaches. It's about education and how that comes down as well. All of these things now are all being written in, and you'll find now that for your players who are good at dissent, and you all know every team's got one, a player who you think, oh, do you know what, can you just shut up this week?
Maybe more than one, but anyway.
You may even have more than one. But we all know that, you know, we've all got a team that's got one of those, and maybe things will be clamped down. Maybe you guys out there are watching, maybe you're one of those. For the final 4 minutes, if you could hear the debate that's going on in here, I hope it's all happening out there with you. We're going to finish on this, but I just wanted to throw one at these guys before we go away, because we're just having so much fun with it. This is an easy one, though, guys. I can't expect you all to get this one. All right? Corner kick. All right? You've got nobody on the post defending the post. All right? Corner kick. There's an attacking player standing on the line with the keeper. Corner comes over. Keeper goes up for it. He misses it. It drops to the attacking player on the line, who nods it in the goal. Do you flag him for offside or not?
No. Because he's with the goalkeeper.
Can you hear how silent it's gone in the studio? It's like, it's not silent out there, or are there those of you that are screaming at the television screen? I'm going to just turn to you just very quickly, Anil, and just get your interpretation of it. Would you expect the assistant or the referee to give him offside? Would you?
No.
Because?
Well,
and I know you're going to give me a really complicated answer.
The keeper spilt it.
Yeah, he touched it first.
The keeper's not touched it. Remember I said, the keeper's come for it, but he's missed it completely. It's gone right.
But it's still on level with the keeper.
Okay, guys, I'm just going to put that image in because I know there's too many of you. All right, and these guys are all going to kick each other before they kick themselves. All right.
Well, he knows that agreeing with me, so he knows I'm right.
We all know, goal kicks, throw-ins, and corners, you cannot be offside. We're now going to move on to the Veterans League. And can you see this on screen now? We've got the fixtures for this Thursday. Here they are on the screen for you right now. In the Premier Division, the Abahani Vets take on the St Catherine's Vets. Beaumont Masters take on the London Tigers, who I have to say are looking good and are quietly and efficiently going about their job. Stepney Legends take on the Weavers Vets as well. In the First Division, you've got Bromley Legends taking on Hawk and Eagle. The Mohammedan Vets take on Riverside, and Tower Hamlets Vets versus the FC Bondu. And then next Monday, like we said, you move over to Stepney Green. We've got 3 fixtures there. Beaumont Masters B versus the Workhouse Vets, who have started very, very well. Hope to get you guys on the show very, very soon. The City Vets take on the Reserves, and the Sire Vets B team take on the ELS Vets. Guys, it would be wonderful to get one of those new Vets teams here on the show to talk about yourselves, where you come from, how you got together, and how you're doing in this. It's your show. It's your chance for debate. And we'd love to have you here on the ILFL Soccer Night Show. Anil, last word to you. AMY, are you looking forward to the new season in the ILFL?
Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully we can push for promotion this year. I think that'll be the aim. Try and finish higher than we did last year.
Yeah? Good stuff. Well, you know what? It's been great having you on. Won't have you on too many times. It's not good to have too many handsome people on the show when I'm the host of the show. But it's been great to have Shaquille back as well. Shaq, looking forward to seeing you, and we'll have some predictions from you in the near future. Go on then, tell me very quickly, who's going to win the Summer League? You're very good at this.
St Catherine's.
St Catherine's?
Yeah.
That was quite obvious. That was a bit easy, wasn't it? Nanu, Vets League. How many weeks do we have to go before we get Cup round?
Quite a few more weeks.
Yeah, so we don't have to talk about that
we
just
don't
yet?
have to talk about it just yet.
We don't have to talk about it just yet.
But it should be at the back of your mind, though.
Bring from the back of your mind and bring it more towards the front. The award ceremony taking place at the White House Banqueting Suite on the
1st of September.
1st of September. Make sure you'll be there. We'll be there, and Neil will be there with his team.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and we're going to have a fantastic time on that night. Listen, there's not a lot left for me to say. On next week's show, Rashid will be back in the hot seat. We'll get his views and opinions on some of the stuff that we've been debating. Like I said, use Twitter, use Facebook. I really, really love to hear from you. Get your feedback, because you can direct this show. Whatever you want me to talk about on here and bring it up with these guys, we'll do that for you as well. As always, my thanks go to the guys behind the scenes who've done an amazing job tonight, because when we started, it was all over the place. But thanks to them, thanks to you. We have been the ILFL Soccer Night Show, and until next Monday, it's good night.